Okay, can you see my screen and me?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Nathan. Good morning or afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending my presentation today. My name is Dawn Hage, and I'm a writer and administrator for the Poultry Innovation Partnership, or PIP team. Before I joined the PIP team, I was the U of A Heritage Chicken Program Coordinator from 2017 to 2021. My experiences as coordinator, combined with my current work in knowledge mobilization and facilitation for the poultry industry, has fueled my passion for finding innovative ways to connect with the non-agricultural public sector. The Heritage Chicken Program, or HCP, created an unexpected bridge from farm to consumer. I believe there is much that can be learned about transparency, education, and building trust through programs like the HCP. So let's go back in time for a moment and learn why and how the program was developed. The Rare Poultry Conservancy Program was founded at the U of A in 1986 with rare breeds and random bred strains obtained from Agriculture Canada Research Station in Ontario and Dr. Crawford's experimental flocks from the University of Saskatchewan. In 2003, the Don Shaver Rhode Island Red and Barred Rock lines were also donated to the program. These acquisitions were a real coup for the university, and housing heritage breeds is important for both genetic conservation and education. However, the cost of their feed and care was straining the poultry unit's already underfunded budget. In 2013, an idea was hatched to financially support the birds. Business manager at the time, Agnes Kulinski, thought, hey, why don't we involve the public with this program? At that time, and to this day, there were a lot of conversations about where our food comes from, as well as animal welfare, hormones, antibiotics, factory farms, and the rest. This would be an opportunity to talk about the value, importance, and costs of the heritage birds and offer the public a chance to partner with the university in this very worthwhile project. The program design is simple. Participants sign up for an annual subscription with funds earmarked to support the care and housing of the heritage breeds. In return, supporters travel to the U of A farm every 2 weeks from January to September to pick up a dozen eggs laid by a variety of heritage hens. The HCP coordinator works with the poultry unit staff who collect the eggs from the heritage hens 3 times a day. Approximately 600 dozen eggs are graded and prepared every 2 weeks, and each carton contains a variety of eggs laid by the different breeds of hen. When the laying cycle is complete, supporters are offered the opportunity to purchase heritage stewing hens. The program pauses for 3 months as the replacement flock develops, and then it all begins again in January of the new year. When the Heritage Chicken Program pilot launched in 2013, uptake was immediate, and the program grew from 175 supporters in 2013 to 500 plus annually with both full and mini subscriptions. The program contributes up to $146,000 annually to the poultry unit, including funds from subscriptions, chick sales, small flock courses, and donations. I will talk more about the chick program, small flock course, and the HCP partners a little later in this presentation. When I first joined the program, the commercial realities of the heritage hen's existence were somewhat softened for the supporters. As I mentioned earlier, this was a time of much negative publicity about farming practices and a lot of misinformation about the commercial food industry. Called Adopt a Chicken, the program was marketed in a lighthearted and somewhat anthropomorphic style, with heritage hens as the girls and roosters the gentlemen. The registration process was developed to be fun, creative, and lighthearted. Supporters would choose a breed, name their chicken, and receive an official adoption certificate. I was often asked by supporters if the eggs in their carton were from their chosen hen, and they were clearly not picturing 60 to 70 birds in each pen. They didn't always connect that the replacement chick hatch in June and the availability of stewing hens in September meant that the existing flock would be depopulated. It became clear that misunderstanding was an issue. It also became clear that allowing the misunderstanding to continue was counterproductive to the underlying mission of the program, to create an honest and transparent partnership with the public, which would support the heritage chicken genetics for today and for the future. Strategies were developed to meet this challenge. Supporters would ask at every pickup if they could see the birds. We explained that the biosecurity risk of allowing large numbers of non-barn staff into the barns was too high, but I'm sure this caused some consternation. If we're not allowed to see them, what's really going on? This issue was solved by video cameras being placed in a variety of pens with round-the-clock filming of the birds. Carrie Nadeau, the poultry unit manager, edited the videos to make sure that no employee privacy rights were being violated, and then the videos were played on repeat at egg pickups. They were updated week to week, and the supporters loved them. The barn doors were finally open to the public, if only virtually. Next, we created a supporter event with a panel of poultry researchers, academics, and industry representatives to cover a variety of topics, including anatomy, egg laying, feed, housing, biosecurity, disease, egg grading, hatching chicks, and much more. There was a silent auction, door prizes, activities for kids, and an ample Q&A opportunity at the end. Again, supporters loved it, and there were some hard questions at the event, but people were pleased with the factual, truthful answers. The bi-monthly newsletter expanded to include in-depth interviews with different poultry professionals, pictures and videos, recipes, articles about chicken rearing, research, genetics, innovations, and more. At egg pickup, a binder was available for supporters to pen their own questions that would be answered in the newsletter. No questions were avoided or glossed over. In 2014, the HCP developed a partnership with PV Mart Industries to create the Heritage Chick program. Heritage chicks are hatched every April and May and available for anyone in Alberta to purchase. This not only brings in additional funds, it helps promote the rare breed genetics beyond the U of A flocks. PV Mart stores receive the chicks, handle the payments, and deliver them to the customers. They also hold an annual chick days to sell extra chicks, small flock equipment, and celebrate and promote the Heritage program. All funds from sales plus a sizable donation are given back to the HCP. PV Mart also contributes to the small flock workshops and frequently donates items for fundraisers. The small flock workshops, which evolved into the virtual small flock poultry short course during COVID-19, have also provided another window into transparency and education. Supporters are offered the course for free, whether in person or online. The course, designed and taught by Dr. Frank Robinson, with poultry veterinarian Dr. Taryn Girard and members of the PIP HCP Steering Committee, goes into depth about all aspects of chicken rearing with a commercial perspective. This opportunity to ask questions and learn from the legendary Dr. Robinson and the rest of his team is something that the public at large would normally never experience. Supporters come away with answers, understanding, and almost always a heightened interest and desire to learn more. Another meaningful opportunity for connection occurs every other week at the egg pickups. In my 4 years as coordinator, I developed deep friendships and strong relationships with many subscribers. I was there to answer questions, talk about the chickens, hand out the eggs, promote poultry events, and simply thank them for coming and being part of the program. Along with the bird in the barn videos, there are informational displays of art, texts, poultry rearing equipment, research posters, and a lot of kid and chicken themed everything. We even managed to keep the handouts going during COVID-19 through -30 plus temperatures. That's a whole other presentation. Most supporters return year after year. Many donate funds to the program beyond their subscriptions. Some told me that their trip to the farm was the highlight of their week. They love the eggs and claim they taste better than anything they could buy in the store. Now, whether that's true or not, they were proud of their eggs, and making the special trip to harvest them every 2 weeks felt important and meaningful. A true indication of the pride and ownership that supporters feel for the Heritage Chicken program is demonstrated by their personal efforts to raise funds. One woman made hundreds of blown glass chickens as pendants, earrings, and plant stakes to sell at egg pickups and online. I'm actually wearing a set of those earrings. She donated 100% of the profits back to the program. Others made stained glass art, quilts, paintings, cards, and more to donate to multiple HCP fundraisers. Supporters not only provided the goods, they would also turn around and purchase them. Inviting the public to look behind the henhouse doors, sharing the highs and lows of farming, creating a sense of partnership, and enjoying the spoils of farm fresh eggs and stewing hens creates a bond. HCP supporters know that the Heritage program, and therefore the rare birds, would not exist without them, and they are proud to commit their funds, creativity, time, and energy year after year to ensure that it continues. The sense of partnership and shared ownership would not exist if the barn doors had remained shut and out of bounds. This program can act as a template in many areas of commercial agriculture to build meaningful and trusting relationships with consumers. I would like to thank the PIP HCP Steering Committee, the Egg Farmers of Alberta, Carrie Nadeau, my PIP team of Val Carney, Brenda Reimer, Mohamed Afrouzier, and Tanya Moraes, the PIP partners, Dr. Frank Robinson, Agnes Kolinsky, the U of A Poultry Research Center staff, and the HCP supporters, past, present, and future. Thank you, and I am happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Dawn. Wow, that is certainly a really interesting program. I'm wondering, I know within the commodity egg sector, there's often concerns expressed about backyard flocks and biosecurity, particular with respect to AI. I'm wondering what role this program has in informing small scale producers about biosecurity best practices and how efficacious you think the program is in that respect.
That's actually a very large part of the program. I mentioned the small flock workshops, and they're almost entirely attended by backyard chicken producers and poultry raisers. And what was really good about having the opportunity to have access to those folks was to share not only a lot of factual information, because there's a lot of misinformation in that community, but also show the commercial perspective in an honest and factual way. It isn't factory farms. It isn't, a lot of the mythology. We do a lot of myth busting in those courses, and they're very, very popular. They're attended again across Alberta, and now that they're virtual across Canada, we've even had beyond, even into North America. And so, yeah, they get incredible information from Frank and from Taryn and from our committees, and questions are all answered, and it's straightforward. And Frank does a fantastic job of dispelling mythology and telling them, no, don't feed your chickens yogurt when they have a serious disease, and how important it is, biosecurity and precautions against AI and everything. We have that real good bridge there to communicate with them.
Right. And do you have a favorite? I mean, if you were asked what heritage breed is best for a backyard flock?
Oh, I love the barred rock. Some of the light Sussex are pretty inconsistent egg layers. So if you want to get a consistent egg, the barred rock tends to lay a big brown egg. And also the Rhode Island Reds are pretty consistent as well. They also, so if your interest is in getting consistent egg laying, the barred rock, and I like their personalities as well. But the light Sussex are gorgeous.
They get quite large, don't they?
They do, especially the roosters, but they don't lay a large egg. They're the smallest ones in the carton consistently.
Interesting. A
Yeah.
good stewing hen in the end then.
Exactly. And the experts say the stewing hen tastes better than the broth is the best that you can get if it's a heritage stewing hen.